All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having yourselves a fantastic Tuesday morning. And I'm feeling sharp, feeling refreshed, feeling recharged, and ready to go. I got a little bit of a turkey coma here this AM, but can't really complain. That's a beautiful thing to have. And yeah, excited to be here. Excited to see what the market has in store for us here today. Already a relatively volatile overnight session, right? We've kind of overcome, I don't know if that's the right word, but we've overcome all of yesterday's range already with the overnight price action. So the call it relief bounce, right, that we saw there yesterday has very much been that. We've seen it turn into sellers here again, or at least into overnight sellers. Objective here effectively, right, is to see if we're going to get a continuation of that story or if we're going to get basically like a catch your breath moment while markets figure out what they would like to do. Um, don't know, right? We don't know what that direction is going to be here yet this AM. So that's really what we're going to be looking for here today. From an economic calendar perspective, it should be a little bit, again, like pretty smooth because of the government shutdown. So we're not getting very much 10 a.m. data. But we do have some Powell speak here later this afternoon. Should be something that doesn't impact us and our trading here today. But pretty heavy week of just Fed speakers in general. That always does complicate things here just a little bit. Besides that, yesterday was a pretty good trading day. Few things that I liked about it, right? Again, we're doing a really good job keeping our risk tight with those fake out entries. They're really, honestly, really fun. But yesterday was kind of weird in that context because we had kind of a decent amount of volatility, but pretty small ranges. And so that ended up being kind of a scenario where a lot of the stuff we were going for maybe was a little bit like the potential was like a little bit limited or like it constantly felt like we were coming up against a ceiling or coming up against the floor to a certain extent. And so I'm kind of looking for a breakout away from that, right? You know, that for me is sort of an indication of maybe choppy price action. Kind of why I said in my notes there yesterday that maybe I overtraded a little bit relative to that. And I also didn't like how I basically had to like correct some mistakes, right? So on my first trade of the day, should have been pretty nicely green, didn't take it, right? And then that kind of puts you into a bit of an environment where you want to just get back to that point to a certain extent. Um, Not necessarily to say that it was tilted. I don't think that that was, but just managing those expectations, right? If we're coming up against the floor and the ceiling, and our desire is to try to get to a certain P&L number, we're kind of swimming upstream in that context, right? We're not getting the easy bit of price action. And so I want to try to find the easier move here today if possible and just have a little bit of an easier session. The other thing that is really worth mentioning or noting, right? And this is maybe I don't know, going forward, but I feel like there's the Start Here channel and there's the How to Trade with DTR channel, and those are a pretty good indication on technically what we're trying to do here, philosophically, kind of what the expectation is, right, of how markets are going to behave. But I think that there's a missing ingredient in the Discord about basically just the psychology behind trading. Kind of some of the philosophical stuff of what being a trader is, how to manage losses, how to manage expectations, what winning and losing actually is. So I think that that's a little bit of a project that I want to work on here over the next little bit. The reality is that all of us have the skills, ability, technique, intelligence effectively to be profitable traders, but most of us, myself included, are self-sabotaging idiots, and we love to find ways of getting in our own way, of making things more complicated than they need to be. And sometimes, right, it's easy for us to get addicted to those self-sabotaging kind of feelings or sensations, and we love to make things worse, right? So we love to make a loss feel worse than it actually is, and then we love to make that loss turn into a account blowing event, or a I don't know, a reason to go on tilt. And so I think I want to update a lot of that material. I've got a list of like 16 or 17 videos that I'm going to try to make here hopefully over the next week or so. You guys might even see my face in some of them, which is a shocker probably for you all. But yeah, that's something that I was thinking about a lot last night. And yeah, like the reality here, guys, with trading is that no one is going to come save us besides ourselves. And yeah, we need to, or hopefully I can give you guys the tools to be able to look internally and to make those assessments. But fundamentally, those are like fundamentally, right? Those are scenarios where like only you know the answer, right? I don't know the answer for why you're being psychologically weak in certain scenarios. I can't answer those things. I can't give you those conclusions. I can't give you the answers. All I can do in that context is give you the ideas, and you need to have the desire basically to want to fix things for yourself. So hopefully I can help empower a few of you to accomplish that. But yeah, that's something I kind of thought about a lot there last night. And yeah, the other thing worth mentioning here very briefly, yesterday was Canadian Thanksgiving, and I don't think I shared my Thanksgiving gratitude. And so I just wanted to say thank you to everyone here who, makes this community honestly truly incredible. For the people who, shut up and listen to me, I'm incredibly grateful for your guys' attention, and that you guys are all working really hard to try to become better traders. It does truly make me excited to show up and trade here every single morning. And although sometimes I am maybe not very good at showing it or saying it out loud, just wanted to say thank you to every single one of you for making this community a place that's very special. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys all for being a lot of fun, and making this something that I certainly never expected it to be. So yeah, enough soapy shit. Time to get after it. But let's absolutely get after it here this morning, and let's have ourselves a heck of a trading day. So yesterday, inside bar here, right, kind of as expected. And so we're looking for a continuation basically of that Friday narrative. Now, we'll still be willing to potentially trade this as like a fake out market, right? That would be very reasonable, but I'm not going to be too aggressive trading some of those narratives to the downside. To the upside, right? Like fake out to the upside. I'm not going to be too aggressive. I still think the path of least resistance is probably lower. To the downside here, 6,600 is going to be our starting point, and then going down towards 6,540. And that gives me plenty of room. And then if it is, right, it'll be a fake out scenario to the downside. Hey, for the record, Jerry, we're all self-sabotaging idiots. So don't worry, man. It's not just you. That's literally what makes trading so hard, right? If it was just a technical game, we would all be billionaires by now. But it's not. It's a technical game, or a psychological game disguised as a technical game, and where we break psychological, like I don't know how, it's too early. Where we all break mentally is different for each person, right? So that's why there isn't like a set formula. Everyone has a different pattern. Everyone has a different way that they make their life more complicated. And unfortunately, that's like a fingerprint. It's unique to each individual person. And yeah, there's the harsh reality is that we all have to find ways to save ourselves from ourselves, not the other way around. All right, NQ inside bar as well. So again, we nailed that. I mean, that was the easiest inside bar call of all time there yesterday. We're looking for a move down towards 24.5 to the upside here, 25,000. So again, not too much changing from a levels perspective, which makes sense. All right, so CL, this one's going to be a little bit more probably restricted here today, right? We've already had 3% of follow through to the downside, so our 5% cap here for limit down is 56.50. We're at 58.50 here pre-market, so we'll go 58, and then we're going to go exchange limits here, right? All right. Apple inside bar. Tesla inside bar. Microsoft inside bar with a really big gap down, actually. Amazon inside bar, big gap down. Nvidia inside bar. I love when the market tells me a very consistent story. I hate when that consistent story is inside bars. All right, Netflix. Hey, finally a break of that pattern. 2 out of 3 without. And then Google. Oh, not bad. 1 for 3. And then Vixaruni, 21.65. That is something I haven't seen in a long time here. So let's see, right, if that ends up actually creating a reasonable amount of momentum. Should give us an implied range of like 1.2, 1.3% ish here this morning. Rough, like the rough calculation, kind of the bullshit math is take the VIX, divide it by 16, and that kind of gives you the implied volatility here for the day. But we'll see if that ends up being any sense of reality here this morning. But looks interesting enough, or looks close enough. How's everyone feeling? We're feeling good. Amazing. Good to hear. Let's go, Sean. Congratulations. There's a few people here that seem to do very well trading gold. That's awesome. That's great. I buy physical gold. I don't buy digital gold. I miss the days where you could buy gold at Costco. That was fun. Get a hot dog and a couple gold bars. That was a nice afternoon. All right, so good size opening range here so far, right, on NQ. Again, we have flexibility in both directions. I would prefer to the downside. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I haven't tried since I've been out west, but I was able to buy gold bars from my Kingston Costco when I was at that cottage I was at for a little bit. One sec, guys. I'm just gonna go fill up my cup of coffee. Give me 30 seconds. All right. Just in time for that candle close. Perfect. I had I don't know if you want to call it a nightmare. It might be uh venturing on those territories, but I had a dream last night. This is probably why you know I'm a complete sicko. But I had a dream and I woke up middle of the night uh, that I spent the day trading ES, not trading NQ, and that might be that that might be an opportunity to know that I'm a complete sicko. Mike, yeah, 100%. I don't know if I'd want to be chasing it at all time highs, but you want to protect the value of your dollar. You just dollar cost average into gold for 10 years, and you'll be in pretty good shape. Uh, Maybe we have a chance to go increasing volume here on the second candle. It'll be close. Very rare that we get increasing volume on the second candle, but when we do, it's a very good indication of a trend day. Oh, the other thing, you guys might hear me get a little bit moody over the next couple days, but it's starting to finally look like winter here. I say finally, it's early October. But it's like yesterday and Sunday were like the first days where you looked at the mountains and you could see snow on them. It's They're having such a hard time dealing with summer being over. And I've spent the last, I don't know, 3 out of the last 5 weeks being sick and annoyed. So I feel like I've missed out on like the beautiful autumn summer. And so I'm trying to like lie to myself that it's not over, but all my visual evidence telling me that it is, and I'm really struggling to accept that fact. Like I don't hate the winter. I hate the transition to the winter. And it's yeah. I'm gonna have to go book a trip to Mexico here soon. Already. Okay, so we're struggling to get some of that increasing vol. Yeah, very good size opening range. I don't know if I necessarily classify huge yet. Huge, I would say on NQs like 100 points. Yeah, I mean that would be a lot of fun. That's like, I don't know, 150 points from top to bottom now. Pretty impressive. Hey, good morning, Norman. Yeah, 100% look. I'm actually not a huge hockey guy. I know blasphemous as a Canadian. I get enough stress from my Eagles and from Chelsea that I don't need more chaos in my life, but each their own. Oh, Kath, that sounds fantastic. I find it so refreshing. Well, maybe like recharging is a better word. But when you walk outside and you can smell the trees or you can smell your garden and you take that deep breath and it just like hits you, oh, it's the best. Uh, I can't say I'm a huge Tim Hortons fan either. Sorry, Logan. Tim Hortons used to be really good, but then they sold it to like Burger King, I think it was. This would have been like a decade ago, and now it's shit. Theoretically, we have a confirmation here. Don't like the little 500 fake out. Maybe slows me down just a little bit. $542. I mean, reasonable. At this point, we'd be targeting 400, right? Be something like that. It's crazy that that's 112 points between the green and the white, but it looks like 15. Again, I want to wait for the fake out of yesterday's trades and 9 trades, 4 losses, right? Of the 50% of the losses that I took, it was because I didn't wait for the fake out first. Had I just waited for the fake out, those would have been green trades. Um, you're only seeing pictures. Sounds like a Discord issue. Not heard that one before though. I mean, look, realistically, with most Discord things, if you just give it the refresh, tends to make a difference. All right, so we're back under 500 here. Maybe we can get a tight risk reward. Let's see. Okay, so again, we'll be watching here. Okay. Little inside bar. And now would look like something like this. So stop would be 494.50-ish. About 495. We want to see that fake out first, right? We want to see the destroyed my soul on that little breakdown. Very quickly, though, moved through the 2R range. Pretty impressive. Very good sized range on the 5. Kiki, this is a little bit more to that big that you were talking about. Or huge opening range. And second candle of the day increasing volume on the 5. That's, again, pretty rare. Can I find just a nice, good risk-reward ratio to fall in love? Okay, so let's see if we can get maybe something here. And where it's probably going to get a little bit challenging is just now justifying risk reward ratios, right? So there's that possible fake out. Oh, stop would be 454. Didn't give us a chance. No worries. Still might. So I'm going to set it up here. Stop loss 24, 454. Okay, let's see if this is again. Ooh, probably not. That's elevator up, so I'm going to say nope. Again, it's not that this is dead yet, just that we want to be a little bit picky, right? So again, this has an opportunity set up for the little fake out, but the question is where, right? Is it going to be fake out above our confirmation high? Is it going to be a fake out above here? Where can we basically justify the tightest risk reward at this point? We went from a 454 stop to now what would look like a 493. That's pretty punchy. So again, we're going to make that quick change here. 493. So now I'd like it probably around there, right? The previous morning low as kind of my reasonable target. That gives me about 9 points of risk. So watching here carefully. Ooh. Wow, that was quite the little rug pull. Without giving me an entry chance. Yeah, there's no rush here to chase. Let this candle close. Okay, fine. Okay, not fine. Price is moving like 6 points a second, kind of nuts. So we're looking at a 502 stop now. And kind of mental. A quick change in volatility. And that would be 506. I don't like this as a short, to be honest, at this point. All I'm seeing is an elevator up. I can't seem to find an elevator down. Like it seems to just be gobbling it up. And then it gives you like this I don't know, 5 second, 29,000 point pullback, and all of a sudden the idea is like dead. So I'm gonna wait. Or I see limited reasons to be aggressive here. Emmy, there should be a way to enlarge the screen. It should not just be a little micro screen. That's better. Look at that. It's kind of annoying how this is moving. It's be 496 stop loss. $500 now the stop. $51. I'd be looking at like that, right? Something like that. Hey, good morning, Tony. This price action showing no respect. Yeah, you'd be looking at like a 516 stop. And it's just elevator up, elevator up, elevator up. I don't think I can chase this short. That's actually interesting. Technically did print a reversal on the 3 min. Maybe not what I expected, truth be told. Now we're looking for a move to the upside, right? Here's your fake out. Here's your confirmation. Does squeak over to be increasing outlier. And we'd just be targeting our upper 2-hour range. Out. Oh, stop would be 537. Probably actually higher, 538. Okay, is that the fake out now? 530 it would be. Like I'm changing price like crazy. Okay, so I'm watching here, guys. I am absolutely watching. For now, this is only a 1 contract play, so I'd like to get this to tighten up a little bit. Oh, motherfucker. Well, it's very similar to what yesterday felt like, where it was moving without giving an entry. Like I can't remember how many bits of price action yesterday where we like where everything set up, everything was ready to go, and then it jumped like 30 points, and you're like, well, can't do anything with this now. So let's see if we can get a tight risk reward. That's fine. Doesn't change anything here. Okay, there's the possible fake outs. You'd be looking at a 556. Stop. Oh, changing these numbers. This is kind of driving me nuts. This idea of getting gentle pullback seems quite foreign. I'm going to do one contract trades. Maybe that's a limiting belief. Okay, so we're just going to look at this now. So 568 would be the stop. Okay, is this going to be the fake out? Now 563. Still no elevator up from those lows. Oh, wild. All right, so now would be 538. Well, I'll be honest, so far, none of these entries would have been easy. They've been very difficult. I don't know if that's worth the energy, right? Like, if it's not easy, I don't know if I want it. Because it's almost like luck to not get faked out to a certain extent. No, that's not a very good answer, but like the margin of error so far with this price action is very tight, right? If you're not absolutely perfect on your entry, you're getting stopped out in 5 seconds. Again, this doesn't change anything, still fine. Again, it's more elevator down, stairs up than elevator up, stairs down. A little bit better. And then it does that. No, Brian, no, it is not. You want to be getting out where your trade is wrong, not where your P&L sucks. Right? We want to get invalidated once our thesis is incorrect. Okay, might be coming back in business here a little bit. Let's watch. Again, not quite. Might have been 56 now. It would have to be. Changing these numbers way too fast. Okay, so again, watching here, stop loss would be 56. Looking kind of into like this area or better. It was still in play. Again, we're looking at 56 stop. So with the type of speed basically that things are happening, right? That's going to go both for us and against us. So what we want to focus on here, right, is that when we are in positions that we are being psychopaths in protecting our wins, and we're putting a lot of energy into closing as our P&L is increasing, right? Panic closing trades here is going to lead to a lot of very expensive lessons. So just want you guys to have that, mental framework in your head prior to ever entering a position. Your thought once you are in is closing as P&L is increasing on the way up or on the way down if we're short. Don't allow the speed of the market so far here today to create an element of greed or something along those lines, because that will absolutely rug pull you, almost guaranteed. Understood? Because guys, yeah, we've seen it move, 20 points in a second here pretty much. So if you're waiting for me to say I'm out or in, right, the difference could be huge today. So be aware of that, right? Make sure that your technique is managing that potential risk. Again, we're still dealing with this as our confirmation. But we're just looking for a tight risk reward ratio to justify taking this shot here and kind of breaking our seal for the day. And still hold higher highs. $588 would have to be the stop on that. Like much. I don't have any confirmations on the 5, so I still have to look at these shorter time frames. CL, it's just really challenging to trade that when it's so close to its limits. Okay, 5 seconds. Holding above 6. That's reasonable-ish. So stop would be 604. Be different now. And that'd be 24. 598 long. Okay, watching. At the fake out. 589 now would have to be the stop. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, guys, I don't really feel like I have too much of an edge trying to change this or trying to trade. Feels like backwash a little bit with just like how frothy it is. Well, I'm not drawing out my reference price because I'm not looking for an entry yet, right? So be patient. I'm trying to map out risk reward ratios and to look for stuff. Once I am looking for an entry, I will draw out that line. You should be able to figure out those calculations by yourself, right? How much does NQ move a point? $20 a point. So you got to figure out what your max loss number is and then, take what the current price is to where your stop loss is. How many points is that times 20? Is that more or less than your max loss number? There's a little bit of a rejection possibly. Yeah, I have trust issues is probably putting it lightly so far. I'm trying to be objective as well. Any entry I probably would have gone, I'm probably getting faked out on before it moves. So at the very best, right? Or the optimist in me can say that I've done a pretty good job here of avoiding basically losing mental capital, facing kind of dumb price action here so far. Should be set up like that for now. 15 points of risk. I don't want that much. I want tighter. Yeah, let's see if this is the fake out here. That's can't really say that that's a fake out now or like a reversal scenario. We've overcome that high very easily. Again, elevator up, not elevator rejection. Kind of like a divergence between how price is reacting and what my signals are telling me to a certain extent. Right? Like it closes up and over. Not a fake out scenario. Theoretically do that. I would love to just. I'm a simple man asking for simple things. Fuck me. Stop moving in a weird way. Okay, that's much better. You're looking about 10 points of risk, 2 contracts. Let's see if it can give me a gentle pullback into that blue line or better. It doesn't really give me a chance to get an entry. It's trying to get me to chase. And I don't want to do that. I'm going to get freaking crushed if I do. So gotta be deliberate here. Gotta be deliberate. Basically, the opposite of what the market is trying to get you to do, right, is usually the right thing to do. So the market's trying to get me to chase. So probably the right thing to do is to like outweight basically that frothiness. Easier said than done, but weird session so far. It does everything seems to still be pointing breakout to the upside. Like that story seems to be how things are moving. Yeah, is this going to be the fake? The 617. Don't know if I'm seeing that elevator. Now 616. Oh, I'll call it 615. Something like that. A really easy day to probably also overtrade a lot here. So trying to manage yeah, trying to manage that. Okay, watching again. Let's see. Very bouncy. Okay, can I do something like this? Oh, no. Hey, no offense, young dude, right? That's the wrong mindset to take into this. We trade when the market gives us a perfect opportunity. The only thing the market owes us is an opportunity to sit and watch. If we're being objective here, every single trade we would have taken to have fulfilled your requirement to have placed a trade would have lost us money. So I don't know if that's worth it, right? Trading for the sake of trading is a waste of time and energy. We're here to trade because we want to make cash and we want a reputable edge. We're only going to trade if price action follows every single one of my rules. If it doesn't, I have no issues sitting on hands. I had 9 trades yesterday. If I don't get another trade for the rest of the week, I've had a busy week. So control that mindset because that's the wrong way to look at things. Like the market isn't Santa Claus. You don't just dream and ask for a winning trade and it happens. Not the reality. We trade our system, we trade our rules. Everything else is noise. If you want to go gamble, go to the casino, right? You're going to have better odds putting on black or red than trying to hope you get lucky in the market. So don't waste our time with that kind of bullshit, please. I'm not trying to not trade. I'm trying to execute my plan. Can't see the difference? You're in the wrong room. We're looking at a 653 stop. Is this going to be the fake out? Now 651. Now lower again. Now 648. No chance for an entry again there. Ridiculous. Again, looking at something like this, 678.50. Okay, watching here. Hey guys, I'm in 686, 686 long, 3 contracts. There's $1,000. Oh, I got trust issues here. Come on, pop, 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 pop. Struggling a little bit more at 700 than I'd like. That's a good little reaction. Well, look, price action has moved the same way on this trade like it has on every single one of the possible setups we've seen here so far, right? So if we're watching price action, we're building context, we would have known that it's moving that fast. So I don't like that as an excuse, guys. It's not, this hasn't behaved differently than anything else has so far today. Okay, let's see if this thing's got the juice here. Nice work, Nick. Good job. So far, a much better reaction here. 707, 708. Nice little win here. And again, right, emphasis is on closing as P&L is increasing, not a panic close on the way down. So far, so good, though. So far, so good. That's going to be 2K just about. All right, let's see if we can keep pushing. See if we can keep pushing. Okay, average price is now 701. Average price is now 701. Let's see if it's got one more pop in it. Come on. Ooh. Nice work, Jared. Come on, come on. We're close. I think there's one more big pop left in this. Kind of my gut feel. There it goes. Let's see if this thing keep pushing. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, might have jinxed it. Come on. Nice work, guys. Nice work. Sorry, I'm really trying to micromanage this, so I'm not really watching the chat too much. I'm sorry. Ooh, don't like that. All right. Yeah, I gotta look for my exit here. Oh, try to close as P&L is increasing. That's kind of disappointing. I ended up giving back a lot of P&L. I am out of this trade, guys. I'm out of this trade. Close price 702. Fuck. I gave up a lot there. Went from being up 2,500 to being up like 200. Sick. Ah, that's dumb. Well, that's what pyramiding means, Roberto, right? When I say I pyramided in, means I'm buy or average price is now, means that I've bought more contracts to raise my average price, right? I can't raise my average price without buying more contracts. So it's the only way that that can happen, right? So you probably had an incorrect order set. Because it wouldn't have given you that amount of slippage with that amount of price action or that speed that price action was moving. Well, Kath, you made more money than I did on that trade, so it doesn't sound like you need to pyramid. Yeah, kind of. I got a little bit greedy on that one. So again, guys, right? We talked about this yesterday. You got to choose which fighter you're going to be and be okay with what version you are, right? If you're going to wait for me to say that I'm in, and then your objective is that you're going to try to get my entry or better on a retest, there are going to be times where you miss trades, and you're just going to have to be okay with that. If you're going to choose to be the fighter that looks to find their own entry once I map out my reference price, you're probably going to get into more trades, but you're going to probably get some that I don't take. So gotta be able to live with whatever pros and cons you choose, and then don't cry at the casino because you're not going to get any sympathy for that. Right? No technique is perfect. No technique is going to allow you to catch every single play, every single trade, be perfect each and every single time. That does not exist. So don't hold it against yourself when you don't. And don't complain when the technique that you chose doesn't work the way that you want. That shit's really annoying because it's so far detached from reality that we got to stop judging ourselves on a trade by trade basis. So for now, right, we'd be looking for a fake out above this big 1030 bar. Let's see. God, that trade was dumb though. Gave back so much P&L. Makes me feel like such an idiot. My note, say greedy dumbass. That's how I feel. That's why I'm writing it down. But yeah, to see a $2,800 win turn into like a $300 win, there's no other word for that besides greedy dumbass. All right, so now we're looking, right, possible actually we're gonna wait though just a little bit. You'd be looking at a 730 stop loss here on a short. Let's see if he can pull back into that like 24 or better. Sorry about that. Okay, so still watching here, still watching. All right, guys, I'm in. I might get stopped out here. I just did. Entry price was $724.75. That one cost me $300. And just might have missed the fake outs. I would do it like that. 737 would be the stop. Okay, will be willing to try this again. Stop is 737. Okay, guys, I'm back in 732.25. Stop loss 737. $732.25. 732.25. I have 3 cons here. Okay, keep breaking down. Oh, I did not like that bounce. That was gross. Yeah, I'm looking for my exit here, guys. I'm 100% looking for my exit. All right, so closed at 727, kind of gross. But makes back for that previous loss. I didn't like that. It basically is bouncing like 10 points up, right? So it's going green, 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 and then like up $60. I think I can get a better entry. So try this again potentially. Like it just, that's the type of reaction that makes me feel as if I am early, right? You don't get paid for being early as a trader. How's it going, Rusty? This is my confirmation, 1030 candle right here, high volume rejection, right? This is my confirmation. This big old fat red bar. The one that stands out like a middle finger compared to all the other volume bars. Make sense? Yeah. Does it make sense? Yes, no. Yes, no. Come on. Well, has not really held those higher highs, and we've not seen a volume profile that indicates that bulls are in control, right? All we've seen above that is fake outs. So I would not call any of these 5 green candles trend changing candles. Hey guys, I'm back in short 734, 734, stop loss 737. Sorry, this thing absolutely flushed right away. All right, well, I'm not going to be a greedy prick here. Make sure to close this as P&L is increasing. Gosh, man, these numbers change so freaking fast today. It's driving me insane. 10 points, bounce back in 5 seconds. Let's see if it's got the legs. Ah, crazy. There's your retest. Oh, there's my stop loss. Other dumb, not take that. Yes, Scott. 744 now. Like, look at contextually, right? Look at contextually what price action is doing. It is super frothy here at these highs. That is not strong trending PA. Right? So what does it look like? Does it look like a breakout or does it look more like a fake out at the highs? It looks more like a fake out at the highs. So I'm trading that fake out thesis. You can reference that, right, inside the ORB cheat sheet document in the trading docs. But for me, price is driven by volume, right? So where are the high volume buyers and sellers that are dictating terms? Well, it's this candle, right? It was earlier, right? It was like this candle. It was this candle. It was this candle. So we're looking to go from one high volume narrative to the other as our confirmations. And then philosophically, right, we're trying to trade the ORB fake out or breakout. I don't think that that concept should be too complicated. And the difference here, right, is that it is not trending price action. Look at it on the daily. This is non-trending PA here so far today. We are in the middle of yesterday's range. So calling it trending PA is not the right description, which is why we're looking for these aggressive reversals, because effectively we're just playing a range-bound market. Understood? So now, right, fake out, high volume reversal. And we're looking. Follow the volume, guys. Follow the volume. Price can lie, volume can't, because the only way you get volume is if you have a lot of people trading an idea. So there's strength in numbers. Follow the volume. Follow the volume. Now we're still looking for a short here, right? Maybe something like this if we can get a nice little fake out here. Okay, is this the possible fake out scenario? Don't, the 1 min's too much noise. Too much. Because if you actually hover over the volume profiles, you're looking at 1,500 contracts traded. Doesn't give you enough of a sample size. Too noisy. Even if I got shaken out of this before it broke down how it has. 734. I can't believe it. Okay, so now we're looking for a fake out over basically the 723. Or now, right? I don't like that. Too aggressive. So I got to find the tighter risk reward here. This is my confirmation, right? 1046. High vol fake out. Okay. Okay, so watch here carefully. Six, 9, 2. Okay, now 699. And I'm watching here, guys. Oh, I might have just missed it again. This thing's moving so freaking fast. So annoying. I don't. That 634 the stop loss at 637 is going to give me nightmares because that was the absolute perfect level. Like that was such a good entry in hindsight. And it's misbehaving, or it misbehaved before it broke down, which is really annoying. And this should be an increasing outlier volume. Yeah, today should be a much better day than what it is so far, to be honest. A lot of self-sabotage, I would say. Okay, so still watching here. Hey guys, I'm in 694.50 and I'm out. Thought that was it. Fuck. 708 would now have to be the stop. Okay, guys, I am in 703.50, stop loss 708. Oh, sorry, guys. Again, these things are breaking down so freaking fast. This is absolutely bonkers, PA, today. All right, see if this thing can keep breaking down. All right, well, I'm not going to be a dumbass with this. I know, easier said than done with me trading. Okay, average price is now 688. And let's see if this thing can absolutely flush. Come on, go, 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 go. Man, I've left so much money on the table here today. It should be like a 5K day, and it is not. That is really frustrating. Honestly, Audrey, I can't answer that without seeing your orders. All right, so come on, flush, flush, flush. $6.98 average price. $6.98 average price. Nice work, Kiki. Good job. You've not been the greedy prick that I have, so well done. That's fantastic work. That's 2 big days for you. Congratulations. I'm on. I feel like this is the longest trade I've been in all week. Oh my gosh. Such a dick. All right, guys, I'm out. 96. Oh, what a frustrating day. Nice work, Joel. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 trades so far. Oh, it is mental. Oh, I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun trading this right now. I'm just leaving a lot of freaking money on the table. Again, what should be a much better day is not like I've had wins of like $2,800 be a small win. I've had this one again, small win after being up 2K. Like I should be up 3 or 4 grand easy. Instead, I'm up like 1,100. And so I gotta look at the asshole in the mirror who's making things more difficult than they need to be. Oh, 100%, Rusty. I agree with that. It doesn't feel like you made $500. It feels like you lost 2,500. or whatever the number is. That shit's annoying. Um, yeah, you got to make sure that stop loss order is set correctly. It should not have had that much of a difference. The way you want to spin it, Rusty, in my opinion, is like acknowledge that there's something you could have done better, right? And then have that like as your guiding light to look at. So for me, right, it's I'm being pretty honest with myself that I've been kind of a greedy dumbass here today. And so I know that's the thing to focus on, right? That's the fight thing to fight back on. No, not yet, guys. I will let you know when I feel like I'm done. Don't feel like there's volatility in the market, so I have no reason to go anywhere. I'm not sure where that comment came from. Feels like deja vu to yesterday a little bit, though. Big sell off, pull back, big sell off, pull back. You only just got one of them today, right? Big sell off and then red to green. Okay, back to that 737. Possible spot for like a little double top rejection or something along those lines. Here's the secret, guys, right? Old dude, you're saying it looks like the red candles are pullback candles before it goes green again. I don't care about that statement, right? Because I'm not trading my opinion, I am trading my system. So this red candle is the ORB fake out, and that is all that it is to me. It is nothing else. Any other inference I attach to the market is something that I create that isn't my trading strategy. So why would I want to impose those types of feelings on myself where it just makes it more complicated or more difficult to execute my edge? So don't like yeah, impose a strategy direction that isn't the technique that you trade onto how you're viewing the market. You're then torturing yourself, right? You're not willing to look at the market from, is this executing my technique or not? And then you're going to misrepresent the actual setups that you do have to trade because you've imposed a feeling on what you think the market is doing. Not trading my feelings, I'm trading my system. And there is a very, very big difference there. And I would recommend you adjust that mindset. Okay, so now we have a clean breakout, right? High vol breakout above our fake out high. So now we're looking for a breakout setup here to the upside. So we only look at price action, guys, within the context of our trading rules. Every other thought that we impose to price action that doesn't match or isn't following our rules is just a way to like create analysis paralysis. I'm not here to trade my feelings. I'm here to trade my system because that's the only thing I know that is back tested and has basically evidence behind it. My feelings do not. They exist to complicate my trading, not to make it better. So I'm not going to listen to them, right? I'm going to default into trading my strategy and my rules only and ignore all the other noise. Because that is all that it is. Understood? We create scenarios where it literally becomes impossible to win, right? Because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Okay, so watching here, right? Stop loss would be like 731. Okay, watch. Just gonna let this candle close, right? 2 seconds. Just gonna let it close. Let's see if we get a nice gentle pullback here. Until my thesis is invalidated, correct. 2 ways to invalidate a thesis, right? You make or you break out basically away from that candle's range, or you print larger volume than the confirmation volume. Okay, now let's see if this is going to give us that little fake out here. Okay, so now it's 725, guys. 725 is going to be the stop. Okay, let's see. Now it'd be lower. And now it's no longer really behaving like a fake out, right? You need to see that elevator bounce. Elevator bounce hasn't happened. It's been stairs up. Hey guys, I can't comment on any trader sync issues in the middle of my trading day, please. If you're going to use a third-party system or a third-party tool, I have no ability to provide tech support on that. Okay, so no looking for the upside. Okay, so we're looking at a 725 stop loss here. I have to be a bit higher. 728. Oh no, elevator. I'll try to keep this within like 5 points. Okay, so 731. Hey guys, I am in average price 724.75. 724.75 stop loss 731. Had the retest right at entry. 5 contracts, and I'm really focusing on closing as P&L is increasing here, guys. Really focusing on that. There's the retest. Beautiful. All right, so oh the fuck! Every time I'm ready to close, it bounces 10 points. Insane. Gosh, this is frothy. Fuck. So annoying. There was your retest again. Retested the price now, guys, 3 times. Oh, no excuse to have missed this trade. All right. I have closed. I have closed. I have closed. Exit price there of 714.25. 714.25. Quick little 1200. I will take that. And actually closed as P&L is increasing this time. That's much better. Beautiful. All right. Starting to look a little bit more to where we should be. Oh. Weird. This is both stressful and fun at the same time. I was at 7 trades, I think now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 4 for 7 so far. All right, see if we can find another possible entry here for this continuation move. $726. Didn't hit 726 on that entry. So you're firing an order away from where price was. Right? Didn't hit 726 here, hit 725. So didn't cross the spread to get a fill. Oh. Everyone green here so far today. Again, tap to Vic, right? We talked about this yesterday about using the bid -2 or ask +2 system and how it does not work. And posted that video on how to set up your entries inside TradingView to not miss trades. Please use a correct technique. That one is not going to get you the discounts that you think it's going to get you. Hey, fair play, Mike. Nice work, Nautilus. Nice work, Tony. But guys, when things are moving quickly like this is where we have to be really sharp with our technique, right? Sloppy technique, sloppy execution is going to cost you money and it's going to make you miss trades. So the solution to your problems has been posted. Stop being lazy, guys. Right? I know it's easier to do XYZ, but easier does not make you more money. Well, we shouldn't have to give you the same feedback 2 days in a row over why you're missing trades. It's the same reason as yesterday. And it's because your execution technique is sloppy and not giving you the executions that you think you're getting. Like, guys, when I click submit on an order, I should be in, right? I shouldn't be guessing when I'm going to get filled. When I click submit, the next thing I should see is my position, right? Not holding my breath, waiting to see if I'm in a trade or not. Okay, is this going to be possibly our little fake out? It would be a 719 stop loss for now. Oh, I might have just missed it. That's how fast it's moving, right? Oh, again, right? If we're sending an order at bid +2 and things are moving this close or this fast, we're going to leave a lot of hanging orders out there, and that's going to get very expensive. And let's see if this is the fake. Yep, closed as a fake out, right? Because it closed under the previous candle's low. Now you're looking at 722 stop loss. 10 points of risk approximately, right? So you're looking at 2 contracts, unless you can get it tighter. I know it's a little bit annoying and stressful, guys, but the more volatile and frothy price action is, the more that it punishes, right, bad habits. And a punishment, right, in this context could be missing a trade, it could be getting a bad fill, it could be whatever. So we have to really make sure that our details here are very precise, because that's going to actually give us a very significant advantage inside highly volatile conditions. Okay, so look in here. And I am in, guys. Average price 720.25. Stop loss 724. Tried to give you guys my heads up there, right? Beautiful. And there's another $1,000. Let's see if we can get a flush through 720.25. It's crazy day. Oh. Dick. I'm not calling anyone that. I'm saying prices. Moving in the most annoying way possible today. Okay, there was your retest. Motherfucker. Took the stop. Guys, $250 loss there, right? $250 loss. 2 points of risk. Okay, right? That's okay. Another one of those greedy trades. How many is that now? 8, I think. 8. Yeah. Austin, you had a chance to be green on that trade. If you didn't take it, that's a you problem, right? You were up more than 2R on that trade. Why'd you not take the win? So don't put that bullshit out into the universe when you have things that you could have controlled and done better. Don't be so willing, guys, to give away your accountability, right, over how your trading day has gone. This woe is me, market is rigged against me, victim mentality is not going to make you any money. No one is forcing you to take a trade. No one is forcing you to close where you close. You have to be selfish and do what is best for you. Again, we're still looking for this. All right, 7-11. Be the stop for now. Hey guys, I'm in 705.75. A little bit early on this, potentially. There we go. All right, good. Let's even crack through 700 now and flush. Beautiful. Keep going. Keep going. All right, I'm out. I'm out, motherfucker. Try this again. Closed at 698. Yeah, I'm just stacking up these little 1R wins, right? 1R wins. Once I'm up one element of my risk, I am not interested in letting these trades go red. Trying to do a little bit better at closing at 2R, 3R, 4R. I'm struggling to find the timing on those. So I got to make sure I'm not being a greedy prick. Nice work, Ian. That's a fantastic day here, sir. Well done. Very similar to how I'm trading, so that's awesome to see. Okay, good decision. Right. And the reason, guys, why I closed that trade is we were looking for that 700 breakdown and we see it go 3 points below and then bounce up 3 points above, 3 points below, 3 points above. That's not telling me, right, that it's giving me that flush. If it's going to flush through, it should be like a trap door. First time it hits that round number. And if it doesn't, I'm going to get out. Yeah, things have been moving very fast, but we've been in control the entire session. We've made good decisions. We've left a lot early. I'll speak for myself. I've left a lot of money on the table, which is a bit annoying, but not painful. The other thing to realize, guys, right, that this money is not real. It is not real until it's in your bank account. So we got to stop spending it mentally in our heads or like giving it all this extra power in our heads. Is literally just a number on a screen until it's a number on your screen. So we got to stop, honestly, putting it on a pedestal because it will fuck you. Guaranteed. Oh, the more that you can gamify this, the more that you can pretend it doesn't make a difference, much easier to basically maintain your element of control. And yeah, to a certain extent, sometimes you have to like almost lie to yourself, right? Over what it actually means. And you got to like fake it till you make it with your mentality to not caring. You got to be Joe Cool. You can't be counting your dollars before they're real. Right? And so it's like it's so stupid to attach our ego to our P&L because if we do that, we're guaranteeing that the P&L that we're like so proud of is not ever going to actually hit our account. Right? And so it's all a self-imposed feeling over, oh, I'm a failure. Oh, I'm not doing things as quickly as I want. And you just sound like a pathetic fucking loser because you're making something that isn't a reality into a reality and you're allowing a fake number to make you a slave. It's ridiculous. No time in this market for that pussy behavior. Second you start spending money that isn't yours, you're fucked. Well, it's not even about the drawdown, right? You're not even managing guys like $4,500 worth of drawdown. Like that's not even the way to think about it. Because it's like the more we think in dollars and cents, the bigger the emotional swings are, right? So it's all about thinking in, am I making decisions that follow my rules, that follow my technique, that ensure that I remain in control? That's the metric you're judging yourself on. Because if you do that, you're going to make money. If you chase money, you're going to give up control and you're going to lose everything. So you got to choose the game that we're willing to play, right? It makes no sense to attach our ego to a fake number on a screen. What? Why are you looking for validation for something that you can't cash? It makes no sense. And like literally 90% of everybody's trading problems are because they fall in love with the money that isn't theirs yet. And then they forward project who they are or what they're going to be or what that means for their family. And they make things way more difficult than it needs to be. This is just a game. It's XP points. Don't treat it like anything different. Like at the fund I worked at, guys, we weren't allowed to talk in dollars and cents. If we ever talked about P&L to our boss or to our PM or like amongst ourselves, we were never allowed to say, "Oh, we're up 3 million here today," or we're down 3 million or whatever, because psychologically you can't handle that. Right? I'm an idiot 20-year-old kid. Never seen that type of money in my life. How am I supposed to manage that psychologically? I can't. Right? That doesn't make sense. So we talked in units, right? Okay, 1 unit is this, 2 units is that. It's a unit. What does that mean? It means nothing, right? Could be a stick of butter. And so it's easy to not attach our self worth to it if I'm only up 1 unit. Oh man, I'm a big deal. I'm up 1 unit. You sound like a fucking idiot. And if that's the case, right, then you're not going to take it seriously, or like you're not going to like associate your self-worth to that because it means nothing. So instead of imposing some sort of limiting belief on yourself that I'm only worth the $2,500 I made here today, you can make things a lot easier and not actually, um, yeah, feel as if that's your self-worth. The second you attach your value as a human being to a number on a screen, especially a number that isn't real, how are you going to be successful, right? You're trapping your potential and your ability to actually create the future and life you want. Here's the reality, right? You want to be like, or if you want to be in the top 1% of anything, you can't behave like 99% of other people. Well, the losing traders, every single losing trader I've met is always P&L hungry, right? They want the P&L more than they want the hard work. They want to get there as fast as possible. And they're willing to take shortcuts to get there because they've attached their self-worth to a number. Pretty much the same three characteristics for every single losing trader that's out there. So if you don't want to be a losing trader, what are the three opposite reactions, right, of those behaviors? Well, it's to become process focused. It's to be willing to roll up your sleeves and do the hard work and stop looking for shortcuts. And it's to not associate how good you are with your P&L. I know it sounds crazy, but like I don't think about the numbers on my screen. I don't think about the numbers in my P&L spreadsheet. I couldn't tell you how many days I have been green in a row or red in a row. I can always tell you how many red days I've been in a row because I wear those heavy. But I don't allow that to infect my brain because all it does is it complicates my decision-making processes and I can no longer be objective. I end up making decisions based on trying to feel something instead of making decisions based on this being what's best for my trading strategy. And honestly, it's much more fun to trade your P&L. It's a lot of fun because it feels like you're at the casino, right? It feels like you're betting on a horse. It feels like you've got a lottery ticket that's got 4 numbers so far, and maybe you're going to get to 6. But you know what? Never keep that money. You never hold on to it long term. You never turn it into anything significant. So why do you torture yourself with those hypotheticals, right? You have no evidence that actually makes you a better trader or makes you any money. Okay, so we have a possible short setup here, right? Double top rejection, very high volume. Stop loss would be, for now, 747. Not super convinced by that yet. Let's see. Potentially the fake out would be above high a day as well. Yeah, money's a lagging indicator too for you fixing your problems, not by wanting more money. And it's one of those things with trading. I mean, I love this quote. I mean, I hate the context of it, but um, it's one of those things where it's gradually then all at once, right? You just got to fix enough of your problems, enough of your insecurities, enough of your blind spots. Whoa, mother caca. This is fucking insane today. But yeah, you got to fix enough of your problems that your money has no choice but to catch up. But if you're hoping that your money is going to catch up or you're going to make a bunch of money and all of a sudden now you're going to become disciplined because you got some money in your pocket, you're lying to yourself, right? Not going to happen. It's like if I told you that you were going to get a six pack, and once you get a six pack, that you're going to start eating well, you'd be like, well, no, right? Like only once you get a six pack, you're going to have a healthy diet. Like no chance you get one in the first place, right? So it's the same thing with trading. Money doesn't just happen because you want it. It happens because you build enough good habits and skills and techniques and you stop tolerating your own bullshit that it has no choice but to reward you. Okay, so now we're looking for an upside move here. This volatility today has been so much fun. Every now and then make myself laugh. I think you truly have to be a freaking crazy person to love this the way you gotta love it. And it just makes me laugh. For the longest time, especially when I was young, I felt too weird to do things the way that normal people do them. And now that feels like the biggest cheat code ever. Funny how that works. All right, so we're looking at a 782 stop loss for now on a long. Might not get it. Today's felt more chaotic than yesterday, but we've also it's strangely had less trades than yesterday still. Kind of a weird sensation. All right, so still watching here. see. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm in 789.75, 789.75, stop loss 782. Beautiful. That's there it goes. Let's go. Okay, and I'm trying not to be a greedy prick here. Sweet. I am out. Exit price 803.50. Another excellent quick little scalp. Amazing. Nice work. Okay, again, we're going to try to reset this potentially. I'd be looking at a 797 stop loss. That's all right. Oh, you know what, guys? I might be done here. It's been a pretty awesome day. So, all things considered, I cannot complain. A little bit over 3K here on the day. Not a shabby bit of trading considering how much bullshit we dealt with. Pretty awesome, guys. Pretty awesome. How's everyone feeling? Hey, appreciate that, Kobe. Yeah, guys. So I again, like I can't comment on any specific. Yeah, so you good captivate, right? It's just like making those details sharp. Effectively, what we're trying to do, right, is we're trying to turn our limit order into kind of behaving like a market order. We want to trick it into being a market order. that gives us the execution when we want, but not worse. Now I feel like a dumbass for closing where I did, but that's okay. So 1, 2, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades today. Busy, busy, busy. Three, 4, 5, 6 for 10. Not bad. I got to be honest with you guys. Since changing to like the fake out entry technique effectively, I do feel as if I've like leveled up as a trader to a certain extent. I feel like I'm able to philosophically trade my thesis a lot better. And it feels super liberating, to be honest. Yeah, feels really, really liberating. Oh, it's probably a little bit chaotic, but it's been really fun. The fake out, I've already made a video on it, Aj. All it is, right, is okay, where would I place my stop loss normally? It would be stop loss, let's say, let's just go easy example where it's obvious. No. So we'll say this, right? So we're playing a high vol breakout. Stop loss would either be low of confirmation, right? Or low of entry candle. So in this circumstance, by default, I'd be looking for pullback, right? Prior to making a new higher high. So let's just pretend this is price action. So then all I want to see, right, is for price action to make a low under where my stop loss would be. And then if it elevator bounces back up above that 756, I know I've got the fake out technique. If it continues to flush, I know I saved money. And it's the same thing with the aggressive. So then if the aggressive, right, stop loss ends up being 785, I want to see it make a low under, fail, and then for that 785 to act as the trampoline bounce back spot. So it's no different effectively than what we're doing, right? It's not like I'm picking a random stop loss. I'm just looking, okay, where I should expect bulls to defend. I can look at that defense to be a little bit more whole, I guess, versus it like, oh, if it breaches under, it's over. That's probably a too aggressive way of describing it. But that's all the process is, right? See my stop loss act as support. Easiest way for me to see it act as support is for price action to move through it and then back up above. right? Where it's like you see the stop loss act as like a trampoline almost, more so than a brick wall, if you're gonna like use a metaphor. Does that make sense? You kind of get what I mean, but when I say trampoline. So yeah, like that's probably the best way I can think of describing it for now. But yeah, effectively, you want to see your stop loss price act as a trampoline, right? So it's okay for it to bounce, like kind of go through, but it needs to get back up above or get back below it, right? Almost instantly. Like it should bounce back up above. If it does, then I can argue that bears have failed or bulls have failed, and I should have a clean path of resistance to the upside or to the downside. I love NQ, guys. Uh, so Austin, right? The question isn't to be disappointed, right? Because a 1K day is awesome. That pays you more than pretty much any day job ever would. But now it's thinking, okay, how did I or why did I miss those two other big wins? What about my technique can I improve to make sure that I'm not missing it in the future? So I don't want you guys to ever walk away from a trading day thinking, oh, P&L validation that, P&L validation this. It should be, what can I take from today's session to make tomorrow even better? And even better, right, is regardless of if you were green or red, you got to give yourself that one technical thing to focus on to improve your trading the following day. And if you can just give yourself that one thing each day, do that thing the next day, and you do that for, I don't know, everyone's going to be different, but let's say 100 days in a row, I guarantee you'll be profitable. Guarantee. So it's about trying to take like a really big problem, a really complicated puzzle, and just finding your one little corner piece, right, to focus on each day. If I can walk away saying, "Oh, I'm starting to put together the border, or I've filled this in, or I've done this, or I've done that," I'm not thinking about my number on my screen. I'm thinking about, okay, I didn't like my entries here today, so tomorrow I want to focus on getting better entries. Like for me, right, tomorrow, like in my journal twice, I've got written greedy dumbass. So I know that the thing that I want to focus on here tomorrow is closing more as my P&L is increasing and not allowing those trades to make me feel that self-loathing, right? That's ultimately a self-imposed feeling that I created for myself. So my solution to that, right, is tomorrow I'm probably going to be much more aggressive in how I take profit, kind of how I was more aggressive taking profit on trades 7, 9, and 10, right? I didn't allow those things to pull back. I just took them and ran. So the focus tomorrow, right, is to start the day off with that mindset instead of needing it to be like making that decision then intraday. All right, guys. Any other questions here? My poor dog's looking at me like he's dying for a bathroom break. Look, to a certain extent, Austin, right? How we perceive the speed of price action is also really a mental thing, right? When we're trying to learn a new technique and we're trying to build confidence in it, that element of uncertainty in doing it makes everything else kind of feel like it's a like in a wind tunnel or something along those lines, right? It makes your perception of how fast things are moving to be kind of skewed. So I would say that if you remain stubborn and you keep practicing that element, things are going to slow down for you and you're going to be able to find that confidence because you're going to know internally exactly what you're looking for. Once you have confidence in that feeling, it does make it seem as if the market slows down. So I know today, I mean, even I was bitching about how fast things were moving and how kind of crazy price action was. But that was mostly because it just never would pull back into where I wanted my entry price, right? So it would come by within 2 or 3 points and then jump 30. And so that for me was why I was describing it as fast. But once you get that technique to be consistent and you understand why you're making certain decisions, you're going to find it's almost like that in Limitless when Bradley Cooper starts to take his Adderall and like everything around the world is going really fast, but his brain is going slow. You almost like get that little sensation. And so the only way that you're going to get there is by really just focusing on the quality of your technique, making those improvements, testing different solutions, especially while you're paper trading, and finding the sweet spot for where you feel most confident executing trades. Like yeah, there's a little bit of like time in market that you got to do while you're learning something new to actually get things to slow down, if that makes sense. All right, guys. Any other questions here? Any other questions? I mean, I use interactive brokers, Ian. That's what I trade on, but I'm in Canada and there's not that many other brokerage options, or at least none that have like reasonable commissions. If you're in the States, I mean, there's a million more. You could trade on Tradeovate, right, in your own personal account if you wanted to. So, yeah, there's not really a right or wrong answer. You just want to find something that has direct market access and isn't like incorporated in the Seychelles, right? You want it to be registered in a country that you know and understand, which is something um yeah, something like that, right? I would not trust yeah, a brokerage that's incorporated in Somalia or something like that. You're just asking to get fucked. So direct market access, and yeah, not incorporated somewhere scummy. Depends. Each broker will have different margin requirements. Oh, I can't comment on that. If you just Google it, it'll give you a much better answer. It's not something that I keep rattling around in my brain. I think Interactive Brokers is about like $25,000 per contract, something like that. All right, guys, anything else? All right, guys. Well, have yourselves a great rest of the day. Be back at it again here tomorrow for hopefully it should be another successful trading session. And again, we make money because we control the variables we can control. We don't give ourselves excuses, no blaming the market when we should blame ourselves. And there's always something that we can do better, right? So although today was a really good P&L day, I left a lot of money on the table. And I know that for tomorrow's session, I got to focus on not being that greedy idiot, right? That guy made my life more difficult than he needed to today. So I'm going to make sure that that's not the reality tomorrow, right? So recommend everyone find one thing from their trading that they can bring into tomorrow's session. And if you do, I almost guarantee you're going to have a lot better and a lot smoother day than we had today. And even though today was an awesome day. So same deal like always, guys, right? If you have any questions, hit me up outside of market hours. But for now, it's time to take the dog pee and jump on some one-on-one calls. We'll talk to you guys, a few of you guys this afternoon, or otherwise, see you all tomorrow. Peace.